On the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, when it was customary to sacrifice the Passover lamb, Jesus' disciples asked him, "Where do you want us to go and make preparations for you to eat the Passover?" So he sent two of his disciples, telling them, "Go into the city, and a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him. Say to the owner of the house he enters, 'The teacher asks, where is my guest room, where I may eat the Passover with my disciples?' He will show you a large upper room, furnished and ready. Make preparations for us there." The disciples left, went into the city, and found things just as Jesus had told them, so they prepared the Passover. Mark 14, that's a beauty, isn't it? I love those verses, I love those little bits of scripture where we see Jesus do something that is clearly supernatural and at the same time quite ordinary. He sends his two disciples and says, "If you go there, you'll find this guy carrying a water jar." That in itself is interesting because that was probably a woman's job, so that's something you can think about later. Anyway, off they go with that guy, and then they encounter the owner of this room and says, "The master, the Lord needs the room. Show me the room." Like the guy's got a room, and he hasn't got anybody booked in, and it's Passover. Jews from all over the world are coming for the Passover in Jerusalem. It's busy, and yet there is a place set aside for Jesus, and he knows it. And what the disciples need to do is obey him and go and find it. There's a load of stuff going on there, isn't there? And I've just been thinking about preparation. Think about Sunday morning as we gather en masse again. I've been thinking we need to be like those disciples. Jesus has gone before us, right? He's set some stuff in motion. He may well have sent somebody weeks before to book that room. We don't know whether it's a supernatural word of knowledge or whether it's just a bit of Jesus' own amazing logistical skills. We don't know that. But I can tell you about the preparations that we've done to meet in the school again. We are prepared. We've got a worship team who are ready to lead us. We've got somebody to lead the service. I'm just going to lead the service. We're going to have input from myself and from Rob and Katie and from others. We've got members of the worship team. I don't know who's in the worship team for this week, but you know them by name. You can pray for Ruth and Siobhan and Ben and Gary and Will, Lois, whoever. I don't know who's in there, so whoever you're praying for, that's quite good anyway, isn't it? See, we've done some stuff to prepare, but you need to do some stuff to prepare. Firstly, you need to turn up. You need to go, "I'm going to come and worship." I know for some people that's anxiety inducing, and of course we're going to do all we can to be as safe as we can. But actually what we need to do is gather. This is so important, I think, for the church. So decide today, I'm going to get there. I'm going to worship God. So that's a preparation. I am coming. I'm going to come and I'm going to worship. The second thing you can do, as I already said, is you can pray. You can pray for those who are involved, and you can pray for yourself, and you can pray for those who perhaps are a little bit anxious about this situation. You can pray that they would feel just surrounded by God and empowered to come. So as we come on Sunday, you'll be prepared, you'll be ready, and as you get there, you will encounter Jesus, the Passover Lamb. You'll encounter the one who comes to bring life and hope and freedom. That is for you, church. It's for those of you who are near and for those who are far off. So come, bring your families, bring your friends. God is with us. Pray.